All right, let's see here. Should have a better connection today. We're here in South Georgia on a Sunday, so everybody's at church except for me. So, yeah, should be good enough connection. Looks like my stream health is yellow, so hopefully I don't drop today, but who knows with this internet service provider. All right, let's see here. Let's change some of these words. All right. GM, posture repair. All right, let's see. Hopefully that works. Okay, stream should be live. So let's go ahead and start out here. This time I'm actually starting from the beginning. I left the panel off. Well, I popped the panel and I was like, oh, I'll do it from the beginning. So yeah, just pop these tabs off. Comes right off. Um, let's go ahead and power it up. See what this one's doing. He said he's got the scrolling language problem. Kind of common problem. Definitely got no life out of any of the stepper motors, which, oh, let's see, let's like get y'all, yeah, those are no good. Um, yeah, let's see which generation of these we have, because yesterday I had somebody asking me about some, yeah, when these are that stuck, you're gonna need the pry tool to get them off. Let's see here. Sometimes these ones that have never been off before can just be a real hassle. Alright. Let's, I guess I should check and make sure that I have audio. So let's change my output on here to be my headset. Let's see. Alright. No, yeah, that one should be the right one. Alright. Yep, sounds like I got audio. Always forget to check the stream health and everything. Alright, okay. Stream health is good-ish, good-ish. Alright, let's get this back panel off and see which board we got, see what all we got going on in here. Guy said that said that this one's been giving him problems since he bought the SUV about 10 years ago, so doesn't surprise me that every single motor is bad in it, and sure enough, they are all the original C5 stepper motors. It's pretty clear it never been worked on. There were no signs of it being opened before. Um, yeah, let's see, and oh, good. I'll be able to answer MI's question about which which where to run his jumper on the one that he's got, because this is one of the older '02 to, or sorry, '03 to '04 model ones, so I'll be able to get that reading as long as I remember to. Hopefully he jumps in here and asks, so that way I don't forget to do that, but I got to do the repair on this thing first. Um, Go ahead and get all of my tools heating up and going. Uh, yep, go ahead and start putting some flux on it, I guess, while I wait on everything to heat up. Oh man, that's not even on there. That's I can see the crack from there. That is a nasty one. All right. Yeah. Eh, got a couple. I got somebody watching at least. All right. Hmm. Maybe I'll share the link today in a page. Yeah, let's see. Um. Hmm. See. Where was it? Facebook. I'm just waiting on my tools to heat up right now, anyways. So mess around with this for a second. Groups. Let's see here. Um, Not this one, it's the other one. Okay. Yeah, just kind of trying to wait a little bit for some more people to join. And let's see. Here we go. So, okay, copy. Let's see here. Write that. Alright. Um, live stream. YouTube. Alright, let's glance over here, see if there's any questions. Oh, alright, finish writing out this message. Let's see. Go ahead and attach that link. Got somebody else coming at 1 o'clock too, so I'll actually probably have two. Oh, why is it giving the old one? That shouldn't be the description for this. This should be a 99 to 0. I don't know. It's giving the old description. Oh well. Let's go ahead and post. Hopefully this works. 1 second. Alright. This is, let's go ahead and get all these stepper motors off. Oh, I almost burnt myself because I was looking up at the screen. Alright. Yeah, sorry about the stream dropping out last night. Internet service provider dropped me down to like I had the most ridiculous ping I've ever seen. I was getting like uh, kilobits on the upload and download speeds. So it could have been my old router. It might be just time for me to replace my router. I got a old Airport Extreme from the mid 2000s. It was one of the best routers you could buy at the time. It's the only Apple product I own. I'm not a fan of Apple, but I do really like that router. It's a good router. But yeah, that is the only Apple product I own, and it's probably about to get replaced. I'm looking at some of those like Netgear Nighthawks or whatever they're called. I think it's Netgear, maybe it's Linksys, I don't remember. But they look like pretty decent ones that get pretty decent speeds. Yeah, that's a nasty solder bubble. Where'd that come from? Let's see here. Yeah. I'll probably be live for like 2 hours today, depending on when everybody shows up and everything. But yeah, because I know I got at least 2 to do today, and the other one's driving here now, so. I keep trying to record videos, but I just have like nothing interesting to record, so I just keep doing live streams instead. Because no point in doing another like actual video on these, because it's just the same thing over and over again. But hopefully I'll have something interesting come through. There's somebody with a Bonneville that wants it worked on. See, my phone seems to be vibrating, or... Okay. Yeah. Cool. It is showing it in email form. That's interesting. YouTube's changing up what they're doing. Okay. They sent me an email letting me know I was live. It's like, yeah, I know I'm live. I'm the one doing it. Oh well. That's the first time they've sent me an email for that. Maybe they're gonna promote me today and I'll actually get some more viewers. Who knows? Alright. There's all the bad bulbs. Done with that. Alright. Guess I dropped one there. Get that good lead filled stuff here. Alright. But yeah, just doing the same old same. Uh, been working on the some CAN bus project. Trying to do a video on it, but I need to first figure out how to get it to work right. That one's lifting off. Pretty much what I got going on there is a little Arduino and a CAN module on it, and I'm using it to try to send data to the newer style instrument clusters like the '07 and up stuff, '07 to 2014, that kind of stuff. Try to send CAN bus messages to it to do the gauge sweeps and everything, kind of like the project for doing a ECU to do these. I want to do the same thing with an Arduino for these too, but I'm having a really hard time finding out about Class 2 data. So if anybody in here knows a lot about Class 2 data or knows a lot about CAN bus, please say something so that way I can ask you some questions this time. Instead of me answering everything, maybe I'll ask some questions and get some answers in the comment section. We will see. Let's see, where is... There we go. These are some kind of ugly. There we go. That's better. Yeah. See, am I sticking my head in the camera? No, it looks like I'm not sticking my head in the camera. I always feel like I'm sticking my head underneath the camera, blocking everybody's view. Let's see. A little bit more over here. Alright. I get those. But the Arduino project is very interesting. I was surprised how easy it was to learn how to work with the Arduino, because I'm not an engineer. I don't know much about circuit board design or any of that stuff. So I'm gonna try to straighten this one out, but I'll just leave it crooked but put some good solder on it. Let's see here. Yeah, it doesn't really matter if it's crooked. That's just a OCD thing there going. Oh, it's got to be perfectly straight. I'm not OCD though, so I don't really care too much. I know a lot of people are though, and they'll get frustrated. They'll be like, ah, it's gotta be straight. I can't have any crooked packages on here. Or they'll have like one resistor that's upside down, and well, like the text is upside down in comparison to the other ones, so they'll take them all off. That I always find that funny when people do that. It's like, come on, man, you're just wasting your time now. It's gonna work just fine either way. There you go. I love when a cracked solder joint makes it float up on there, and then you gotta push it back down. So does anyone else run into problems of people not reading the ads when you run ads on these repairs? I always write on there, I don't work on anything older than 99, and I am always getting messages like, hey, can you work on my 1976, like Gremlin or something? I don't know. I just get all these random cars, and I'm like, I don't know anything about those. I don't work on those. I don't have the components for them, so no, I can't work on that. Alright, let's see. This one should be a pretty quick repair, though. Alright, already did it. Let's see here. Let's come hit up the button over here, because it can be the cause of your problems for the scrolling languages. Same with that guy. There's a video out here on YouTube that claims that the scrolling language is caused by um, a dead IC, which is not true. The main IC is not blown when you get scrolling language. It's generally a problem with your button. Either the button's broken, or it's just got a bad solder joint. This one, the button doesn't seem to be broken. It was functioning just fine. Alright, so that's that. Let's go ahead and put some new solder over here for the new bulbs. Please, when you work on these, don't rip these off. The one I did last night that I was trying to do a live stream on, but just could not get a connection. That had happened to it. Somebody ripped the bulbs off the turn signals and taken all of the solder pads with it. So I had to run some jumpers. There's no need to rip those. They come off pretty easily actually. So there's definitely no need to rip it. If you're wondering why I kind of scrape as I solder these, so I'm trying to get the little piece of the wire left out of there from the old bulbs, since I just cut them off instead of desoldering them. So I just do like that, and it'll slide the little piece off, and then I just wipe it off in the um, brass sponge. I guess the brass steel wool. I don't know what to describe it as. Yeah, they just come right off. See, it just gets stuck to the soldering iron, and I just wipe it off. It comes right off. So I don't just leave that little chunk of metal in there. If y'all have ever wondered from any of the other videos when I'm doing it, yeah, I even though I cut it, I still slide, because you just give a couple of pushes and it gets stuck right on there, and then it just comes right off. So just a quicker way of doing it instead of having to desolder it. I'm getting a little mixture of lead-free solder and leaded solder here, but it'll work for what we're doing here. I'm just fixing instrument clusters. We're not sending stuff up into space. NASA would cringe at this, but it's not that serious. All right. He wants original bulbs, so he gets original bulbs. Let's see here. Should be enough. All right. Let's see here. I'll just check something real quick. Alright, it's just looking at something. Alright, I'm back. Sorry. I know there's somebody in here watching. I know you're watching, so I'll focus on this instead of playing on Facebook. Alright. Headphones are kind of uncomfortable today. There's a little sweat stuck in there. It's hot. So how about that hurricane coming? Because it's heading my direction. Well, kind of. I'm in South Georgia, so we'll probably get a little bit of it. Probably just tropical storm stuff, though. So yeah, if I'm not on here next week, you know the hurricane hit me. Because I definitely have some repairs planned. I really want to figure out that CAN bus stuff and do a video on that, and get that up as soon as I can. Like that's one, since I try to do something open source there for everybody. I don't want to drag my feet and spend a lot of time editing it. Like I'm more than comfortable putting some down and dirty video up that just kind of shows it than spending a bunch of time on it. So. Yep, get these bulbs trimmed, get them on there, get it back together, and then do the next one. So, nothing too fancy here, just trimming some legs. I feel like I need to wear eye protection with these. Legs go flying. I've stepped on a couple of them before, they're pretty sharp. Let's see. I feel like I should be listening to music through my headphones since y'all can't hear it. It's actually probably what I'm gonna do. Double check that it's not playing through the stream though, because it can browser capture the audio. I think that's enough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, that's enough. Alright. Get them put on here. So I got burned on an eBay purchase this week. Well, burned for now. eBay will step in and get me my money back. But yeah, the guy sold me a computer case, fully functioning, used condition. That's what it's supposed to be. And the headers for the USB are all ripped off where they had when they pulled their motherboard out, they decided to pull all the cables out with it, I guess. And they ripped the eSATA connector straight off the board on the I/O panel, on the front I/O panel. They what else did they rip off of it? All the USB headers are all bent at almost like a 90-degree angle from the ripping them all off of there. And then when I did a return request on him, his response was, it functioned when I had it, and it's like, yeah, I'm 100% sure it did function when you had it, and then you ripped all the cables out and saw you broke it and decided to sell it. So yeah. Yeah, he's just like, who cares that those are broken? It'll still function as a computer case. It's like, bro, it's the I/O panel. It's one of the few things I actually care about on a computer case. I really don't care how they look. This one's just a plain black computer case. It's one of the old Cool Master Storm cases that have like a ton of USB headers on the front of it. That's why I picked it, is because I wanted more USB headers for all of these different devices I use up here on the workbench. Take up a USB port, so the more ports I have in the front, the more useful it is. Because my motherboard will support more USB headers than I actually have hooked up on the front of it. And I just don't like having to bend over and reach behind it to do it. Where did I put my brush? Oh, there it is. There you go. A little rubbing alcohol to get the flux off, and then put the stepper motors on, and I'll be done. There's flow over there. Alright. Alright. Let's see. Kim wipes. Let's get all that flux off. Keep it from having any corrosion. Even though it's a no clean flux, you should still get it off of there. Alright. That's good enough. Let's get, yeah. I'm gonna put the stepper motors on first, and then I'll try to get that answer for MA about, he asked me last night about running some jumpers for the EEPROM. Let's see here, there is 6 stepper motors. Hopefully that screech didn't come through. Alright. This guy's out playing with his grandkids, so it'll probably be a while till he comes back and picks up the cluster from me. But, let's see. It's almost 1. Let's see if this other guy's here. No messages from him, so he'll probably be here in a little bit. That's upside down. If you're concerned with accidentally putting them in upside down, if you're thinking about doing this yourself, one's bigger than the other, so you can't put them in the wrong direction. It will always go in the right direction. Just make sure you know how to desolder if you're gonna take on one of these repairs. Because that's really the only thing you need to know how to do these. See where to put, there it is. Yeah, I'll probably get that corrosion off the board too there. That could be causing some issues in the future. Let's see. There we go. This one's a virgin instrument cluster. Nobody has ever worked on it before. Which is nice, because then I don't have to deal with lifted solder pads or anything like that. Even though I actually kind of enjoy fixing stuff with lifted solder pads, it's a little more of a kind of challenge, and I don't know. People are always like, wow, I didn't think that would ever work again. So, yeah, it's always fun to fix stuff that people thought was not repairable. And again, most people, when you fix one of these, they thought, oh, I thought I was gonna have to buy a new one. Then you explain to them that new one that they were gonna buy was just a refurbish. They don't make new ones of these. They're all just refurbs. Alright, let's go ahead and get some flux and clean off that corrosion that's on here. Let's see, get all these corroded spots off. Supposedly they can cause battery drain issues. I've never seen that, but I have seen it where it'll cause some lighting issues on here. So, let's use this. I prefer to use the knife tip for that. I don't like to scrape much with my 45-degree tip. Alright. Here we go. Start doing scrape. I love how fast this JBC heats up. I mean, like, I still haven't sold it. I've been trying to sell my Hakko 888 Delta for almost 3 months now, because I am never gonna use that soldering station again, unless just everything else I have dies and I just have to use it. That one's just it's just taking up space on my shelf. So I've been trying to sell that for a little while now. I've had a couple of people interested in it, but they all want to get it for like 20 bucks. And I'm not willing to let go of it that cheap. Uh, they were probably the best soldering station you could get for a while, but then they got replaced by better technology. So it's time for it to go, for me at least. Let's see, I got all of those spots. Mm, It's just a little corrosion. Some people call that silver migration, but that's just corrosion. It's corroded copper. It's not corroded solder or anything like that. Let's see, a little bit there. I just like to use this knife tip for it. It works pretty good for scratching away at it. Don't like to take the plating off of my good 45-degree tip. So hopefully I'm not boring y'all to death with this. Let me finish this. This should be the last of that. Alright. Clean off the flux off the back, and then I'll get on that. Figuring out where all of the different legs of the uh, all the different traces on the what's the word I'm looking for? EEPROM. Sorry, I was having a brain fart there. Gotta figure out where all the different legs of the EEPROM go, so that way get MI his answer for that question he asked me. That's a good question. I've never lifted any pads on them, so I've never had to run any jumpers, and I haven't run into any that anybody's lifted the pads on the main IC before. So people, or not main IC, sorry, the EEPROM before. People tend to not mess with the EEPROM on these that don't know what they're doing, from my experience. Maybe that video I put out on how to replace it kind of gave people inspiration. All right, so let me go ahead and turn this on continuity mode. So I got my multimeter out. Well, it sits on the workbench. I know it's out of focus, so y'all can't see it, but let's go ahead and see. He was asking for pin 5, so let's see, it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 5 is this one. Let's see here. Find one of these that it goes to. Pin 5 should be going to one of these 104 resistors, which seem to all be underneath the Prendel. Let's see. Let me look at the other. Oh, I already put it away. Dang it. I don't want to dig it out. Oh, here we go. We got some 104s over here that it could be going to. Let's see. Right. So it's going to be coming out this side, I believe. Make sure I got continuity mode on correctly. It looks like I don't have continuity mode on. So, yeah, that would help. I'm so used to it always being in continuity mode. There we go. Yeah, now it's in continuity. I was going to say, it should be these ones up top, I believe. If I remember right. Let's see. Nope, none of these ones. Let's see. Getting close. Maybe it's that side of it. Nope. Nope. I'm not seeing anything for this guy. Let's see, where's the via for it? Let's try these vias close to it. That's getting close. Getting warm, but not there. I'll look under the microscope. I'm gonna pull the microscope out and see if I can just see where the trace is, which direction that trace goes. Let's see. Okay, yeah, I can see the trace. Huh, that is easy to find. Alright, so this, alright, leg 5, which would be this one. I hope y'all can see under the camera. Alright, and There we go. Yeah. So pin 5, which you go 1, 2, 3, 4. Because you start on this side, you go 4 down and then 1 over. That's 5. So leg 5 goes to this via right here, which this via goes to this resistor, I believe. Let's see if I can get a good connection. I thought it went to that resistor. Let's see. Oh, I can see which direction it's going. It is not going that direction. It goes, alright, so from that via, let me see which direction it goes. Alright, so we're in that via. Oh, it goes underneath the screen, so I'm not sure where it goes from there. But yeah, that via is going to be your best, that's your easiest spot to go to. It goes, so let me bring it up close to the camera now, so that way you can see which via I'm talking about. Uh, Let me double check now. I can definitely see where that via is running. It goes underneath the odometer after you go to the via, so let's see. Yep, alright, so it's that via. So, MA, the answer to your question is you're trying to get it to go to this via. Hopefully this is focusing. But yeah, leg 5, which leg 5 is this one that the pin is, I can't see if I'm pointing at it, alright. Leg 5 is this one, and that via is there. So, that's where you're trying to run it to. So run your jumper there, and that'll work. I'm sure this is not making sense to anybody else, but he asked the question last night, so I got his answer to it. Hopefully he knew which which leg he was asking for, because that is leg 5 of it. Because you start this side 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5 is 1 over. If that's not the one you really want to know, shoot me that email I told you to, and I'll hopefully be able to get another one of these in soon to get you that answer. But yeah, I got this one in today, so I figured I'd get you that answer today. All right. All right, put this one back together because it is done. Check my email or my messenger and make sure this guy's not here. No, doesn't look like he's here yet. All right. Then I'm gonna have some pizza after this. Cool. But these are really common problems. The scrolling language is fairly common. It's always this button. I don't like when it is a intermittent problem and I'm not having it when I'm working on it. Let me go grab, I dropped one of them underneath here. Let me grab it. Let's see. All right. Let's check the 0 on these. Okay, and a couple of those are high, fuel's low. It sounds like the headset picks up some static from the power supply. I don't know if y'all can hear it, but I can hear it. It makes a little pop on the speakers for me. Alright, let's see. See if that did it. That's good. That's a little bit high. Let's get that one and that one. Just those two. Yep, I can definitely hear that on my end. That one's perfect. This it's hard to tell. I'll give it just a hair more down. There you go. That should be it. Yeah, that looks right. Cool. Alright. Give the face a little wipe down here, put it back on, and then this one will be good. Where'd I put my spray? It's behind my chair. Alright. So yeah, if MI is not watching right now, I will refer him to the uploaded of this to give him that. But yeah, it's just that via right there. It doesn't look like it goes to any of the resistors nearby. Normally they do. Um, that's how it is with the newer model. I guess when I say normally, I'm just talking about on the other style, the O, uh, 4 and newer, or O5 and newer ones. They switched to where the EEPROM is if you're not familiar with these. So yeah, you notice the EEPROM was right here under the Prindle, and then the proprietary chip for the Class 2 data was over there. On the O4, or sorry, O5 and newer, they flipped that around. Not sure why they did, but they did. So probably because it's hard to get to the EEPROM when it's sitting right there. All right. Well, this one's done. So let me take the photo and send that to the owner so that way he can see it. Turn off the light so that way you can see the backlighting too. You still can't see it, and my overhead lights are so bright in here. Alright, go ahead. It's done. Alright. Okay, I'm going to set this down real quick and go grab a slice of pizza. I'll be right back with pizza at the workbench. Give myself some lead poisoning. Alright, I'm back. Um, so, oh, crap. Getting pizza on the microphone. So, while I take a break here and eat some pizza, if you know anything about CAN bus, I'd be very interesting to me to get some information about it. I'm trying to figure out how to send frames to the O7 and newer instrument clusters. I have an Arduino with a CAN bus module on it, and I am able to receive frames just fine with it. And I'm capable of sending frames too. I can see it with my oscilloscope that it's sending the frame. The problem I'm having though is that the instrument cluster is not reacting to the frame. I don't know if I'm sending it wrong or what's going on there, but yeah. I'm currently not capable of sending any frames that the cluster will react to. I'll pull that down in just a second so that way y'all can see it. Oh, I'm dropping stuff. So here it is. It's this little Arduino board. And it's got a CAN bus module on it. So yeah, I do have my microphone on. I can never remember if I'm supposed to be seeing the blue light that's on the end of the mic or not. When the blue light's on, it's not on, so I always forget that though. Let's see. Yes. Get a lot of messages about instrument cluster repair. Yeah, pizza intermission right now. Waiting on the next instrument cluster to show up, so short little snack break for me. Hopefully my chewing is not really loud. This is gonna be great. Like, everyone's gonna be super outraged that I'm eating at my workbench and giving myself lead poisoning. But I did wash my hands and I have not put this down anywhere on the bench. I just put the napkin down. Because we all know pizza is the greatest food ever. Alright. That's pretty good pizza. Got bacon and olives on it and pepperoni. By the way, there's no beer in this, it's just soda. Can't be drinking this early on a Sunday. It's only 1 o'clock. That's illegal here in Georgia. It's gotta be, oh wait, no, it's noon here in Georgia. It's 2 o'clock back home in Florida, at least the part of Florida I'm from. But, alright, put the microphone back down to normal level. Put these bulbs away. Let's talk about this Arduino. See where it's right here. So, I turn on the light so you can see. So the Arduino, this is a Arduino Uno version 3, and then put this bulb back. Alright, yeah, and then this is just a MCP2515 CAN module, and I'll hook it up to a I can hook it up to this guy, which is a CANtact. It's one of the knockoff CANtacts you can get on eBay for like $10. I can get these two to talk to each other just fine at the 500 kilobit rate. Don't have any problems with that. They'll talk back to each other just fine, no issues. I've replaced this one came with an 8 megahertz crystal on it. I replaced it with a 16 megahertz crystal because pretty much all of the libraries for it are written for it to have the 16 megahertz crystal on it. So I put that crystal on there instead. So the problem I'm running into with this guy is it won't do the 33.3 kilobit baud rate that the Chevy in the GM one wire system is. That's at 33.3. So it won't do that. So I can't use this to talk to the instrument clusters unless there's some firmware out there that I don't know of. This one won't work for me. This one will do the 33.3, but I have to do everything through an Arduino and learn how an Arduino works to do it. And I figured out with the libraries how to get it to read, and it's reading the packet or frames that come from the the cluster, where it's asking for a status of things. Um, and then when I try to respond with something, I don't get any action out of the instrument cluster. None of the gauges move or anything. I think I'm sending the frames correctly. I'm using the GM land Bible to do it. I've been using that, and it kind of works. I really wasn't prepared to talk on this today. I'm just stalling because I'm waiting on this other guy to show up. Said he should be here by now, but I know he's driving, so let's see. Alright, an hour and 30 minutes at 11:30. So yeah, he should be here in any minute now. I'm gonna go ahead and open the garage door so I see him when he pulls up. Set this down real quick so I can open that. Hopefully that wasn't clear and visible there. I think I showed all y'all his phone number. Let's go take a look at that real quick. Let me back that up. Let's see here. Was that nice and clear? Oh, good. It's blurry. Y'all can't read that. Good. Alright. Just making sure I didn't just dox this guy on the internet. Y'all are gonna start calling him, being like, how's your instrument cluster? I am literally just stalling because I finished the first one. Um, I really don't have anything interesting to show or talk about. I mean, this has been why I haven't uploaded any videos lately. I've been just consistently working on this all the time, trying to get it right. Trying to figure out how to do GM Class 2 data through this too, because I know it can be done. There's a guy out there, his YouTube channel is like Pete S 160, I think is his handle, and yeah, he does he does a lot of the Class 2 stuff on there, but I can't get a hold of him. He won't respond to any of my messages. I've messaged him on Facebook, on YouTube, and on a couple of forums, and not a single response. But to be fair to him, he is very busy. He's written a open source Android app for programming LS style ECUs. So he's got a lot on his plate right now. So I totally understand him not responding. It'd just be so nice to get a hold of him and pick his brain for 30 minutes. I'd be willing to pay him probably $30 or so just to get a half hour of his time just to pick his brain on GM Class 2 and how he's running all of his stuff on that Arduino, because he's doing it with an Arduino. He's using an Atmega, the one up from this that has just a little more data. I can't think of the name of it. I'm not really big on Arduinos. I don't know a lot about them, but he's using the bigger Arduino to do his, and it what he's doing with his is he's taking the class 2 data from the LS instrument cluster, I mean not instrument cluster but ECU, and then converting it to whatever the Jeep's used from his. He did a engine swap in his Jeep, so that way it will talk to the instrument cluster in the Jeep. And so he's using a stock Jeep instrument cluster it's like a Jeep Liberty that he um, converted over to with an LS in it. It's really cool. You should definitely check out his channel. What was it again? It was Pete S 160 or something like that. I'm pretty sure that's the name of his channel. But he's got some really cool projects. It's definitely some interesting stuff. I guess I'll pull his channel up real quick and see. I'll show that because I'm more than happy to share a plug for him because it is Pete S 160 plus. Let me switch the So let's see here. Which one is it? I think it's scene 3. Yeah, definitely just crashed, didn't I? Don't. There we go, scene 3. Alright, let's switch over. So this is his channel. He's only got 530 subscribers, but check this thing out. Let's go to his videos. So yeah, he calls it LS Droid. Is his project he did, where you can use an Android to flash an LS ECU PCM. And he also has some information about how to override them and stuff like that. But the class 2 stuff, you can see I watched that video. I'm really trying to find out everything he's got. So he showed how to bypass the tuner lock and other stuff on there. But yeah, the class 2 stuff's what I'm interested in. He will not respond to me. Like I said, I've contacted him on Facebook and everything else. But he's clearly very busy. He with it, especially with this program. I mean, that's got to take up all his time. Making something that's open source that you can flash an ECU is just that's too cool. So yeah, switch back over here. Um, Definitely not an expert on doing these live streams yet. I'm just waiting for this guy to show up. He's gonna be here any minute though. Oh, we got a message. Let's see. Oh shoot, he's only in Ada. He's a ways away. Yeah. All right. So he's about 40 minutes out. So I'll probably drop the live stream now. You can just go ahead and subscribe, and and hit the bell icon, and it'll show you when I go live again. It'll be probably about 40 minutes, and I'll be back on here. But enough stalling and keeping this going for no reason. I'm gonna go ahead and drop the stream for now, and I'll be back on in probably about an hour.